The United States used to be one of the most desired travel destinations on Earth. From Times Square to Hollywood, millions of visitors flew in each year, spending big and keeping local economies alive. But things have changed. 10 major countries are now stepping back from U.S. travel. Some are warning their citizens to avoid visiting. Others are quietly choosing new destinations. This shift is already shaking up American tourism, and if it continues, the impact could be devastating. This is 10 countries are stepping back from U.S. travel. Which state will collapse first? Make sure to like, subscribe, and watch to the end, because this list might surprise you. Number 10. Saudi Arabia. Once a reliable source of luxury tourism to the U.S., Saudi travelers are now stepping back. They used to fly to cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Houston for shopping, medical care, and high-end vacations. But today, the Saudi government is investing billions into its own domestic tourism sector, building futuristic cities like Neom and encouraging citizens to spend at home. On top of that, strained U.S.-Saudi political relations have cooled travel demand. Fewer Saudis are coming, and that means less big-ticket spending in American luxury markets. Number 9. South Korea. Korean tourists once packed American shopping centers, universities, and vacation spots. But now, interest is fading. Young South Koreans are choosing destinations that feel safer, closer, and more affordable, like Japan, Vietnam, and Thailand. In the U.S., rising gun violence, long flight times, and high prices are all pushing them away. The result? A steep drop in Korean visitors to states like California and Hawaii. Number 8. Japan. Before the pandemic, Japanese tourists were essential to Hawaii's economy and a major presence in places like Seattle and San Francisco. But after COVID, travel behavior shifted. A weak yen makes U.S. trips expensive, and more Japanese travelers are staying close to home. Now, instead of flying to America, many are vacationing in Southeast Asia. Hawaii has seen a dramatic fall in arrivals, and it's not recovering anytime soon. Number 7. France. French tourists once loved exploring the U.S., road trips through the West, shopping in New York, and visiting national parks were all popular. But today, French media paints a different picture. Gun violence, racial tension, and political instability. Add in a strong dollar and expensive flights, and the U.S. is quickly losing its appeal. French travelers are increasingly staying within Europe, where it's cheaper and feels safer. Number 6. India. One of the world's fastest-growing travel markets. You'd think the U.S. would be a top destination, but it's falling behind. The biggest issue? Visa wait times. In some Indian cities, it can take over a year to get a tourist visa for the U.S. Add to that expensive airfare and growing safety concerns, and Indian travelers are choosing places like Dubai, Singapore, and London instead. The U.S. is missing out, and it's not just a short-term dip. Number 5. Brazil. Brazilians once visited the U.S. in large numbers, especially Miami and Orlando. They came to shop, enjoy the weather, and visit family-friendly attractions like Disney World. But today, Brazil's economy is weaker, the real has lost value, and visa restrictions have gotten tougher. Instead of America, Brazilians are now looking to destinations in Latin America and Europe. The Brazilian withdrawal is already hurting Florida's tourism sector in particular. Number 4. Canada. Which may come as a surprise as America's neighbor, Canadians used to make up a massive share of tourists, especially in border towns and snowbird states like Florida and Arizona. But now they're holding back. The due west position continue to advise that our safety in organizing destinations to Duni India fairwares. The Canadian dollar is weak. Travel has become more expensive. Border rules are stricter. And many older Canadians who used to flock to the U.S. for the winter are now choosing to stay home or explore warmer places in Europe and Mexico. For towns that depend on Canadian tourism, this is a serious blow. Number 3. Germany. German tourists used to flock to the U.S. for nature, road trips, and culture. They spent more per visit than most European travelers. But lately, German visitors have dropped off dramatically. Their concerns? Rising gun violence, expensive healthcare if something goes wrong, and unstable politics. A strong dollar and soaring US prices haven't helped. Instead of visiting America, Germans are staying in Europe or heading to destinations like Canada and Japan. Number 2. Russia. Before the Ukraine war, wealthy Russians were among the most frequent visitors to the US, especially in luxury hotspots like New York and Miami. They spent heavily on luxury goods, real estate, and fine dining, supporting a high-end tourism economy that many local businesses depended on. However, since the conflict began, sweeping sanctions, travel bans, suspended direct flights, and frozen assets have nearly erased this once thriving market. The sudden disappearance of Russian tourists has left luxury retailers, real estate agents, and upscale service providers scrambling to find new customers. This loss is not just economic, but also cultural, as Russian travelers were a significant presence in the US tourism scene. The full recovery of this market could take years, if it happens at all. Number 1. China. Chinese tourists have long been the largest group of foreign visitors to the US, spending billions of dollars annually in cities such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. Their presence boosted everything from luxury retail to entertainment and hospitality sectors. However, escalating political tensions between the US and China have made travel more difficult and uncertain. Stricter visa policies, increased scrutiny, and the Chinese government's active discouragement of travel to the US have drastically reduced visitor numbers. Additionally, many Chinese tourists are now choosing alternative destinations within Asia, Europe, and even domestic options within China. This dramatic and sustained drop has created a ripple effect, impacting hotel occupancy rates, retail sales, and local economies in many tourist-dependent cities. The path to regaining this vital market remains unclear. These 10 countries stepping back from US travel highlight a profound shift in global tourism dynamics. Whether it's due to political tensions, visa difficulties, safety concerns, or economic factors, the impact is already being felt in cities and states that once thrived on international visitors. This isn't a temporary setback, but a challenge that requires strategic action if the US wants to maintain its status as a top global travel destination. The coming years will reveal whether America can adapt to this new reality, or if it will lose more ground to other countries that are aggressively courting international tourists. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe for more insightful videos like this.